Good morning, guys. Saturday, 10 a.m. I don't know. Every time we leave on a Saturday at 20 after 10, we say, strap in for the week coming up. Once again, strap in for the week that just passed. And the setup is here again this week. Why? Things are starting to hit nerves. The market is becoming news sensitive and story sensitive. That's exactly the way we've been trading. Okay? We trade off our stories because it gives us conviction. And we listen to the news because as the market gets news sensitive, people trade reactive. Okay, we don't trade reactive, we trade proactive. We put our stuff on, we wait for the market to click. If it does, if it doesn't, we move on. But as people want to get in after the fact, they're the ones that are creating this volatility and, in our opinion, creating opportunities. What have we been talking about easily for the last month and a half, and with the last few weeks especially? The sleepers. Silver, we said silver is going to be the sleeper of the summer. Okay, we think silver and platinum also. Okay, gold has had its move. Silver and platinum have been waiting. Well, look what happened this week, guys. This is the gold market. Just to give you an idea, it's not gold now. Gold is sitting around here, which is still, we love gold. We're not bearish gold. We just think gold is breathing. In the interim, this is the edges that we want to see, because when gold gets quiet, we figure silver will get quiet, platinum will get quiet. Okay, this is silver. Popped now. We had mentioned once you get out of May, silver can start to open up. Well, you know when that is? That's the first day of June. $1.50 move, $1.50 move. Last time we had $2.50 moves on the upside in silver within a week, I remember it was back in 2010. Talking about 15 years ago. I think silver is the sleeper of the summer. One that has a story that we talked about for the last 9 months. We said it's going to take anywhere from 6 to 9 months for the story to develop, for the fundamentals to turn. Something I haven't seen in about a decade is the platinum market. Okay, but it takes time, and then when it goes, it's going to go, and then people will not be able to trade it because they're not going to know how to trade it. Well, I'm going to show you the platinum market. I think we're kidding around. We don't kid around when we play around here. Look at platinum. Now we're gone. Okay, we had said it here, and I think if you go back and look at one of our lives, one of our things, people always say the story. This time we think it's different. Okay, and then it usually isn't. The only time I've said that in platinum, I said this time is different. We said that right here. When we got around, he said, this is different. Here we go. And you see this? This is, my opinion, the beginning. Now you got to know how to navigate. This is where people are going to have a hard time. They're going to be long, but we're going to have a hard time making money. This is the hard part about trading. This is the edges that we bring. You can have the ideas, but can you make money doing it? We have ways in platinum. We have our one platinum stack that we've been all in for about, since the beginning of the year, and we haven't even had a target. We hit a small target this week just to participate. You know the name before I even tell you it, SBSW. You're going to ask me about it anyway. Look at SBSW. We've had it on all year, and we think this one's got a lot of room. Here we go. We made a couple of videos on this. This was the spot. This was the spot. We went up. We thought everybody would cash in here, just naturally trading. We said, no way. This thing has got room. Well, here we go. Okay? What a nice ride to have. And this, if we're right about platinum, this is just the beginning. Okay? We've been saying it for a while. We think this is what Century Aluminum was 2 years ago for us. It was sitting down here and then started to go. I'm going to give you an idea what we're talking about. This is Century Aluminum. Let me see if I can do this properly. Let's see. Yes. Okay. CENX was down here. Okay, look at this is last year. We had it when it was even down at around $5, $6, and we caught this whole move up. We think this is what's going to happen with SBSW. We really do, because there aren't too many equities you can buy to get platinum exposure, in our opinion. And if you ask anyone that wants to say, I want to be in platinum, what stocks? That's the name they're going to come out with. So we've been on this. We've been proactive about it. We can catch this right up. So that's one way. So we got to talk about platinum, talk about silver being the sleepers. They're starting to go. What did we do this week? We started hitting some short-term targets. We have a way to get in on everything, but now you start to extend your feet a little bit. Let me just look at my list here. You know what? Our largest gold position is SA. That's all up. Now it's starting to go. So what we do, we hit a target. Yesterday we sold a piece out. We got this all on. Yeah, let me put this on here. Sorry. SA. Seabridge Gold. Okay? This one we think is going to be intrinsic with gold. So think about it. Gold did nothing this week, and now this one's starting to go. We think this one's got room. We think that's one of our targets that we think could get it. But imagine our biggest position, we're long here, and we think it's going to go. This was just because we hit one of our targets. This was one of our first short-term targets. We don't have one for a while now. That's one of them, SA. Another one we cashed in, we made 2 videos on this. Pan American Silver. If you go look, I think we made a couple of videos over the last 2 weeks, how we were adamant about the spot that went in, and then we kept you on the progress. Well, what happened there? Now we're starting to hit some targets. Pan American Silver, let me find that for you. Here we go. Okay, if you remember, we were adamant. We said, I'll only tell you what I do. I bought it very aggressively here. This was the spot. And it went down here because they bought another silver equity, silver miner. And I'll tell you about that one too, because that one we sold out yesterday. But we were adamant about buying it here. Look at it, guys. Look at this. Okay, so what did we do? We hit a short-term target. We sold a little piece up here. Okay, but in the interim, this company went down because it bought MAG, which Magnum Silver. So if you own Pan American, you watched it go down. They took those money, they bought Magnum. So you have MA. Then you get this thing, because we think it was cheap, goes right back where it started. We sold a piece. And what did we do this week? Did it yesterday. We sold out the Magnum that we had. Because we were long Magnum anyway. MAG. Help me find it. MAG. I know it's here. See it? MAG.
It's not him I here.
MAG. Okay.
You could put it up if you want.
Yeah, it's going to take a second. I know it's on here. And it's actually red. It'll be red from yesterday.
Is it higher?
Right here. Sorry, guys. Look at the ride we caught on MAG. We put MAG on here. Then they bought it and gave it with premium. We sold out everything and we had an MAG yesterday because we got Pan American. So we got to cash this one on the ride up. Now we got Pan American. We're starting to see how if you catch these and then you catch news and you believe in it, instead of saying, wow, I got MAG. If I lighten up on Pan American, then I still capture the whole move. No, we loved Pan American. So we added on to Pan American on that pullback, and now we got Pan American for the whole ride up, cash this on in a nice move. This is the way you navigate. This is when you have conviction, you believe in your stories, you get to do this. So this was one. This is the kind of weeks we're having lately, guys. So that's gold, that's silver. Now what are we looking at now as far as what we want to get into? The oil market, dancing back and forth. What do we trade nonstop against it? Valero, VLO. We think Valero it's been our favorite equity stock as far as oil. Why? Because there's episodes, we traded off of the gasoline price. Gasoline we kind of have a little bit of a pulse on. I've been doing this thing for decades now, trading the oil market and the gasoline market. Now you get to the season, you recognize opportunities. So if you can't trade the futures, you trade Valero. Well, we traded Valero. Traded Valero again. If you remember, we had put a clip out. We bought Valero right around here when it went into this spot. We bounced all the way up to here. We sold the entire thing out. Okay, it doesn't look like a lot, but when you sit there and you take 5, 6, 7 points, and we've done this easily, we might be up to around 8 or 9 times in the last year and a half. We take these trades. You add up and you take 5, 6, 7, 8 points, 7, 8, 9 times. Okay, you start to add it up. You're making 60, 70 points on a $100 equity. And that's all we're looking to take. We use that to trade. In the interim, when we look for the equities that we like a little bit longer term. What we did put on, we're out of our Valero, we're looking to put it right back on. What are we trading around? ConocoPhillips. If you remember, we bought ConocoPhillips on that pullback. Now it's starting to hold. We think this one has got room on the upside. What else did we buy? We went right into our spot last week. ExxonMobil. Bought ExxonMobil. If you remember, this is last week we put this on. So we like ExxonMobil. Now that one's starting to go. This is the same thing. They can just trade, and you could sit there and you could buy something here and you could sell something here and finish it off here. You know what? That looks like 7, 8, 9 points again. Oil market. You tell me if oil is telling you anything. Oil sits here. Both sides are $60. Now it's on the upside of the range. A little bit of friction around, so maybe it works its way higher. Down here was the wrong price. We made a serious video about oil. So if oil gives you chances to trade, something you have conviction on, which is some of the precious metals, gives you conviction for a summer, you can do both. Capture, ride the ones you like. That's the way we're looking at the market.
All right, guys, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat here. Any trading questions that you have, please place in the chat. Right now, I think we have all the questions answered.
Okay, because I think those are the ones we've been talking about, guys. They're here, and the opportunities are here. You know what another opportunity we think is coming up? And we thought it was going to be this week. It's still there. is the stock market we think is getting ready to pull to the downside. We think there's a pullback coming. So we're looking at a few names. And the names we're looking at are the big names. We think people trap themselves on the upside. One that, we've been short. We got short about a week and a half ago. We got short Boeing. We got short some Palantir. Okay, this is Palantir, PLTR. Put on a short right around here. This is where our short is, around here. Watch it go up, fail. Watch it pull back and thought it was going to fail, and it didn't. It actually held very well yesterday and sitting right around here. We think this one, if it can't get up here, and especially I would say next week, we think it can work its way lower. Boeing, we think Boeing extended on the upside on news about they got good contracts and they're kind of back in action. Okay, so it's priced in. So we're short some Boeing. Not only long, we trade from the short side. Same thing, Boeing's the same thing, gets to these areas and they fail. So if they go hard, you get out. I got no problem. We have no problem if we lose a few points on Boeing, but if they get a little heavy or they do fail, they can pull back here and then pull back here. So all of a sudden, you're risking 5, 6, 7 points, and if you're right, you can make 15, 20 points. That's the way we want to trade. When we say we're bearish, we don't think the thing is going to collapse. We're looking for 10, 15, 20 point trades on these $200 equities, $100 equities. That's the way we've been trading lately. That's what we've been doing, okay? There's things we could trade, there's things that's set up for trades, and there's things that we like a lot. So I just covered our sectors. Some of the other ones that starting to click, and now they've cashed out. If you remember, easily the last month, we made a few videos on this. MOS, the fertilizer company. We think it's run its course. Now you get a chance to put it on again. Look at MOS. We had this thing the whole way. How cool is this ride? Okay? Beginning of April, didn't stop once. We talked about this fertilizer story for a while. There was an abundance around. It came out. The market with April scaring everybody, spooked everybody out, and then the fundamentals changed. The abundance started to get sucked up, and then you got into a little bit of a scarcity or a little bit of nervousness, and then it runs. And once it went through here, it ran. Now it's breathing a little. We're hoping there's still going to be, certain commodities. I've been following commodities for over 4 decades. Okay, I've been trading commodities for over 4 decades. When fundamentals change, it's a big boat. You can't just turn it around. It's like turning around a cruise ship. So if you go from an abundance to a deficit in something, it's hard to fix. You can't fix it like that. So now that fertilizer is it's not in abundance no more, which has been for a while, the market won't be able to catch up quickly. So what does that tell me? We're still going to run in a deficit in fertilizer. So we get an opportunity to try to buy some MOS back. We're out of MOS. We're going to wait. We're going to look for spots. Now, if you belong to the group, we're going to have our spots ready to get back in on MOS. The group has been killing it. And what are we going to do? If stuff is there, we take advantage. Remember, we're not investors in this market. We're traders. And the market is unbelievable trading opportunities. Let's just show you quickly where we stand. This is us for the year. Guys, this is no exaggeration, and it's actually light. Okay. You want to know something? We're up a lot more than that. This is just what we have as far as closed trades. This is realized. If you look at what we have that's still pending, it's even more. We're well above 150. And we're up over 150%. We're in the middle of June. The trades are here. You can see the trades. Everything is very transparent. Okay? Look at the names. Platinum, I'm not making them up. Valero, Natural Gas, Conoco, ExxonMobil, corn. We talked about corn, Boeing. Okay? Pan American. I'm not making this up. Okay? These are all here. And this is no home runs. We don't have any home runs in here because we think it's a trading market. When you see green, it's a profit. When you see red, it's a loss. Okay, look at the trades. It's a lot of green, some pending trades, which right now are pretty profitable, and they add up. See, you don't see any home runs here. They just add up. That's what they add up to and more. And I still think there's more opportunities, guys. It's not going away. We're sticking to what we know. Okay, I have no reason to trade Apple. I don't have a reason to trade Google, but I look at them. I use them as indicators. We watch Tesla. We watch the ones that everybody wants to be involved in. Are they making money in those? I don't know. Whatever they had made, they gave back in April. Now they probably got themselves a little, they liked it, they got bullish, and then they bought it up here. So in our opinion, they're setting up another trap. So if these things go back down, think about it, these giant moves, no one's making money. In my opinion is people, if they're making money, they're happy. If you're making 20, 30%, you should be ecstatic. If you're making 30, 40%, stick with what you're doing. If you want to make these kind of numbers, then you got to learn. We're going to trade. And you don't have to trade. I'll do the trading. I do. All you have to do is focus on what goes on. This is our radar. This is me talking all day. This is what I love to see. When you see hearts, it means that we're killing it. And we're not killing it. We're doing well, as you could see. You just have your trade alerts on. We'll tell you what we're doing. Okay? It's very transparent here. Okay? We tell you exactly what we're doing. We're selling. I told you we sold out of our MAG stock yesterday, the one that went straight up. Okay? SA, SBSW. I'm not making these things up. The names I've just talked about. Okay? So all you got to do is have this on. I give you a heads up. Listen, guys, it's on our radar, and you do it. You don't have to do any work. We trade futures. See the futures in here, and same thing. Futures, we've had a serious year in futures. Trading commodities. Okay, what do we have all day? You got chat all day. People in here with questions all day. Okay, we got Guy Adami on Thursday with a Thursday webinar from Guy CNBC. You know him. He's got unbelievable macro views. We put him into trades. We have our midday clips. We come out every day. This has been very advantageous. Why? It tells us, with the market moving at a faster speed than normal, there's reversals. And if you're a trader, the opportunities are if you can recognize reversals. So something that we thought about at 8 a.m. in the morning, at 11, 12 o'clock, we may have adjusted our plans. That's what the clip does. People love it because it says, okay, guys, we expected this, it didn't happen. Or we expected this and it looks like it's more. And then we know how to adjust. Okay? To make money, the number one thing you got to know how to do is adjust. This time, we always say the way to be successful, you got to know when to make money, and you got to know when to not give it back. Okay, most people know how to make it, but they don't know how not to give it back. We avoid giving it back. That's what we do.
So someone said, show your portfolio.
Portfolio.
Our portfolio is right here. We'll show you right now.
Right here.
These are all the trades throughout the
These
entire
are all
year.
trades. These are the trades for the year, guys. We're not making them up. We are not making them up. Everything is transparent. And you know what? Every trade's up here. Anybody belongs to the group, they got the same ones on. Believe me, they've been high-fiving me all week. It's not high-fiving me, it's high-fiving us. But all the names we talked about, ExxonMobil, gold stocks, silver stocks, price futures in corn, Valero, MAG, they're right here. These are all the trades. Nothing is being made up. Believe me, it's as transparent as you could be. That's the way we want things to be. Everything is here. That's the return plus more. What we have pending has got more profit. We're up over 150%. I'm gonna tell you something. You're up 100. Even right now, I'm so tempted to say, listen, I'm done for the year, but not, because I think the market is creating more. I got a list here ready for next week. Every time I want to say we're gonna have a quiet week, let's slow down, more opportunities come up. There's a new president, new administration, a lot of friction around the world. The world is news sensitive to all different parts. Creates opportunities. That's all these are, taking advantage of these opportunities.
We got some people in the chat here. Robert, hi, thanks for joining. Brian, how much to get in for the first time? How about we show on the website?
Okay.
Get up.
Here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
That's the website, guys.
All right, guys, this is our website. This is www.rntr.trading. This is our site. If you want to see our plans, scroll down a little bit. We'll have monthly, biannual, and yearly. Of course, if you do the biannual and yearly, you get a better rate. But start out with the monthly. You can cancel anytime you'd like. You're not married to this subscription or anything like that. But once you subscribe, you get access to our Discord.
Everything we showed you.
Our trade log, our videos, educational videos, and that nature.
And you're on a live chat all day. And if you're looking at trade futures, you're on a live chat day and night. Okay, we got people who never traded futures in their lives. They've opened up futures accounts and they're getting waking up at 3:30 in the morning. Does it make it there? If someone's waking me up in the middle of the night to make some money, I don't have a problem with it. The opportunities are here. Everything you see on here comes with that. You tell me if there's a better deal out there. I don't know. We're actually getting to a point now, guys, where we may slow down taking in memberships. Okay? The chat is nonstop. The trades are nonstop. The group is growing fast. So we, soon. Think about it. Everybody who belongs now is telling their friends and their family, and they're all joining. We got so many people joining now. There's only a capacity you could go on. So if you're interested, look at it. What's it going to cost you? A month? Look at what's going on. What people made in the last 2 weeks, they said they're good for lifetime memberships. That's how much people are making. I'm glad. That's not what they're making. It's what we're making. All I'm doing is showing you you're looking over my shoulder. You don't have to do anything. You can watch, until you believe it, but it's here. There's no fabrication here. These are real markets. Everything I was taught from the best teachers over my 4 decades doing this It's all sitting there. I'm going, could this be really going to set up this way? And it does. And I don't think it's going away. If you think it's going away, then you shouldn't be doing this. But I don't. I think the opportunities are going to continue. We've been talking about something like silver and platinum for months now. Now they're hitting the nerves. Now is when you really cash in. Here's when 30, 40% goes to 60, goes to 80, or 150. Okay, we made all this in the last couple of months. If you're trading, we don't trade nervous. We are never nervous. Everything we do, we're comfortable with. That's the edge.
All right. We have 1 minute left, so.
Okay. Anything you guys want to look at here? Any quick questions? But I think if you think the market's going to be busy, and in my opinion is, as we approach the summer, it's going to become more illiquid. So if you have the right positions, that's when you want to have navigation skills. And that's where hopefully I can help. Where somebody will be able maybe to make 20% on something, I think with the skills or the things that I've been taught over my years, we can turn into 40, 50%. We know how to be most efficient. We can extract the most out of a position. Watch yourself out there, because I think the market's got a lot of noise coming up. You got to know what's noise and what's fact. Okay. In the interim, trading opportunities are there. I'll see you guys next Saturday. Just watch yourselves.
All right, guys. We'll see you next Saturday, 10 a.m. New York time.